us. It's still Good Morning Nigeria, live on the network service of the NTA. And as we get into our second conversation, which is on the judgment by the Finnish court on Simon Ekpa, we have with us to discuss some of the issues. We have Abubakar Ahmed Tanimu, a legal practitioner. Many thanks for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
All right. Abubakar Tanimu is also a human rights activist. We also have in the studio for the conversation AIG Abutu Yaro, retired, a fellow at the National Defense College. Many thanks for joining us, sir.
Thank you. Good morning.
All right. Let me start with Tanimu. Tanimu, I mean, we're going to be fast. A lot of people have been asking, okay, you know, the government has commended the Finnish government's decision, so many commendations coming from different quarters, but Nigerians are asking, what is the fundamental message and signal that this, in the conviction, is sending back home for those who, you know, sponsor terrorism?
Thank you very much. You know, in the conviction in this case, unlike what we have in the country, a lot of people might ascribe favoritism, antagonism. We want to put it side by side with the IPOP case, like Nnamdi Kanu's trial, and some will see it as persecution. But now you have an independent country whose judiciary is as very sound and impartial. And the activities of Simon Ekpa over the time, if it had been in Nigeria, would have seen the long delays, the adjournments, but now you now have a country that its systems are working perfectly. You are given an opportunity to defend yourself. It turns out that the fact of his guilt is not in doubt. He paraded himself as a paralegal when he had no license to so do. He has been sponsoring and inciting terrorism. All these are the grounds upon which he has been convicted. So the message is very clear, very resounding, that for those that want to agitate for self-determination, do it the lawful way. If you do it using any other means, you will definitely pay for the music that you have played. He has started. All those that are equally taking that too is sending a message to all of them as a deterrent. Definitely that there is consequences. Even if you go abroad, you can still face justice.
And the world is now a global village.
Surely.
AIG Yaro, what are your thoughts about this judgment?
Thank you very much. Excuse me. I think in the first place, my thought is that what has happened is a victory for Nigeria, in the sense that persons who carry arms against the country by provoking the action, instigating it, organizing it, even outside our shores, cannot go unpunished. And victory in the sense that it has become a very important point for everybody to note that all persons who are criminal enablers, believing that staying outside the country will be a sufficient cover for them to enjoy some form of immunity, it has proved that those kind of mindset cannot persist. The international criminal jurisprudence make it possible for any fugitive of whatever grade and persuasion you have asserted yourself, you can be brought to justice. And beside that, the local fellows who have been part of his scheme, who have been on the front line, attacking our communities, attacking our servicemen, and disorganizing our country, particularly the Southeast Enclave, it has actually put them in disarray. And the kind of mindset of a kind of myth he has built for himself over the years, with respect to immunity and with respect to do things in a way to stoke violence on our country and get away with it, that myth has vacated. And the strongest message is that his followership on the front line in the enclave, where these activities are going on, they are completely in disarray. Beside that, his associates who used to fund this network of criminal ring. I say criminal ring because I have practical experience at strategic level in managing these people. I was Commissioner of Police in Imo State in 2022. And we were having a replay of dismount messages every day on the broadcast outline, and you tell them specifically, go and kill kill the police, kill the army, kill important people in the community, holding everybody to ransom. To the extent that his followers attacked the police station, police headquarters in Owerri. To the extent that he went to Owerri prison and broke the prison free and released 2,000 convicts and all. So the point I'm saying is that what has happened is a victory for Nigeria. And
But do you think the sentence is too short? Since
it is not too short in some climate, because I can tell you from the insight of my experience that even after these 6 months, it's liable to be extradited to Nigeria. Because the follow-up to this event...
Is it 6 months
6
or 6
years?
years?
6 years. 6 years, I mean. He was come back to Nigeria to face similar charges. In the sense that the build-up of these things, there are some things most of them do not know. And I want to use this opportunity to transmit this perspective to a greater audience, particularly Nigerians abroad who do not really have a proper understanding of the working of international relations and security administration. As we speak, we have what we call Interpol Red Notice. And we have Interpol National Crime Bureau in Nigeria here. All of us, all the countries of the world, we have Interpol offices in the sense that any crime you commit in another country, we have a way of linking, sharing information, tracing and tracking you. As at May this year, there was one Felix Omorege, a Nigerian, who committed a series of atrocities in Belgium. He took flight and came to Nigeria here. Interpol Nigeria arrested him for all those series of offenses he committed in Belgium and the allied offenses he committed in Nigeria. So the point I'm trying to put across to our people, both at home and abroad, is that you cannot commit series of crimes against Nigeria. You take to flight and you believe that you can enjoy your sanctuary there or you have immunity there. There's a network of intergovernmental relations in pursuit of fugitives. A good number of them don't seem to know that. And this network is being broken. And it's a kudos to the administration. This man has all been on this scheme for the past 10 years. But that this regime was able to put in place mechanism to ensure a successful prosecution. I want to remind you, all the things that happened in Finland, most of the complaint data and information were furnished by Nigeria. Because while it was stoking violence there, on the front line, a series of activities were going on. Criminalities were going on, including killing of policemen, burning public assets, holding citizens hostage. Nigeria government furnished the Finland authority or Finnish authority all these elements of his activities with his cohorts. And they added up to the charges that sent him to prison.
Let me ask you, he was convicted of 2 charges, terrorism and accelerated fraud. Those are two big charges and all that. Now, for those who really don't understand, because when we talk about terrorism, it's viewed, with some sort of, I don't know, people just get worried and concerned. Can you break it down for us? What constitutes, under international law, what is terrorism? So that those who really don't know, and then let us also look at the Convention on the Suppression of Financing of Terrorism. What does it say about terrorism in context and yes.
Thank you very much. Now, for the purposes of clarity,
Yes.
civic education and security analysis, terrorism is any action taken to impede lives and properties of persons in a large number with consequential impact on governance and public safety. When we take certain actions that impinges of life of large number of people and large destruction of property, these are terrorist acts. That is aggravated form of violence that costs life en masse. And what Simon Ekpa and his cohorts were doing was it's a replica or a complete manifestation of savage terrorism aggravated terrorism, which I witnessed. For example, in March 2022, Omuma police station was attacked by his cohorts. The DP was killed. 5 policemen were killed.
Omuma is in Rivers State.
Yes, you know, Omuma, the one in Imo State.
Imo, okay.
Which was even the village, or which is the village of the chief executive of that state. Our Mama police station, 6 policemen were on duty. These people ambushed them in the night by 2 a.m., killed all. All this series of activities.
But what did the police do in getting some of the people who perpetrated this crime? I mean, Simon just acted from outside, given
There's
orders.
one thing I want you to understand. In criminal law, which we enforce as police officers, we define principal offenders under section 7, A to D of our criminal law. A, as person who directly committed the act. 2, person who cancelled the commission of the act. Persons who created enabling environment after the commission for the offense to go silly, and all and all. What I'm trying to say is that when an offense is committed, even if you are not physically there, but you aided and abetted it, you are what we call participant criminal. You are a principal offender.
You're an accomplice.
Not even an accomplice. A principal offender because you stoke it. For example, if after coming to you in the studio here now that I'm going to kill this barrister, you heard of it, you took no action to prevent it or frustrate me from doing it. If I'm caught or I'm arrested later, you who heard of it and did nothing to stop it.
So can you take back that statement? So that
I'm saying that persons, Simon Ekpa himself, is a principal offender in the commission of terrorism in Nigeria, in the sense that he advised, he directed, he provided arms, he provided money, he provided contact for his, or he was an enabler. And under our law, the basic criminal law, a principal offender is any person, apart from the person who acted, any other person who counseled, who enabled, who omitted to do certain things for criminal activity to take place is a principal offender.
I agree that he's guilty. My question is about what the police did to those who carried out the act. Has there been, I mean...
A lot of things have been happening. You know, when you're on the front line, when I was there, within the last administration, we had a presidential proclamation from our then president that whoever is not a non-state actor that is found with offensive weapon anywhere, you should take overt act to disable the persons.
Okay.
A good number of them have been disabled in action. But since they have taken criminal enterprise as a way of life, they remain stuck to it. And the unfortunate dimension is that whatever ideas you are espousing, you are holding your own tribesmen and villagers captives, and you are calling it a liberation movement. That was not the way that SWAPO, Southwest African People Organization in Namibia, did it. That was not the way that the Liberation Tigers in Sri Lanka did it. That was not the way that liberation fighters in Casamance region in Senegal did it. You are holding villagers to captives, your own tribesmen, your own fellow citizens. Tie them to the bush, you really take their properties, you issue threat, you seize their property, you kill everybody, you throw them into the pit. Sometimes they practice cannibalism. And you are telling me that this is liberation. It doesn't make sense.
Okay.
So all these things, a culmination of all these effects are gargantuan terrorism.
AID, thank you. Just to also, add a little of to what you said earlier on, that's why in the military circle, if you hear about a coup and you do nothing, when the coup plotters are caught, you also will be part of it. Yes, you will face the firing squad. That's why it's also like that. AIG hinted at extradition.
Absolutely.
Do you think Nigeria should push harder, or should we just allow the Finnish government to complete what it started?
No, should we immediately? There's no need to waste any time, even though we don't have any direct treaty for that. In the absence, under international law, you still can go ahead with pushing for it. And I believe the Attorney General and the Ministry of Justice are already on it. The charges that he has been found guilty in Finland is different from the ones that they will be filing in Nigeria. The acts of all the policemen, the lives that he has, they've taken. So it's separate count, a separate charge, and all of those will be.
So would you prefer he serves the 6 years first before coming to Nigeria?
No, he's coming to. They should get him to come and serve his 6 years. You know, they will serve concurrently or cumulatively. They will add everything together. The 6 years here, then maybe here should be maybe life, or they should.
Looking at how this judgment was speedy, I think 10 months after he was arrested, we have a judgment.
Sure.
What does this say?
It says
about
a
our
lot.
judicial
It says
system?
a lot. A lot needs to be done. Nnamdi Kanu has been in court for God knows when, and will be foot dragging, going back and forth. It says the message is that it's sending a very strong signal to the security agencies, to the members of the judiciary. We should not go about filing 100 count charges that cannot be sustained. Take 2, get him convicted. If he's in prison, you can still come back and get other fresh set. For every single policeman that he has killed, it's a separate charge. He has killed ASP Ahmed Abubakar on so date. That's a 1 count charge. For every other people that is action and activity in any way, for those he has restricted their movement on Mondays and due to his activity, all those counts can be filed separately. So what we have in Nigeria, or what we don't know why our security agencies and the judiciary are fond of, is you put up so many counts, like 20 counters, 10 counters, and you cannot even sustain it on time. The witnesses, some of them will die, some of them will be transferred. Take 2, get those 2, get conviction on those 2, then you bring the others. There's no law that restricts that.
But let me quickly chip in this, because we're almost running out of time, and I'm just wondering. Some people will say, is it weak enforcement, weak laws, or lack of political will? Because some people will say, see, government, see some of these people even right here in our country. They see them, they know them, but they look away. So what is it? Before we take the comments.
It is a combination of all these factors. There's lack of political will. Before now, a lot of terrorists have been arrested. A lot of terrorists are in Wawa camp, in various camps. Some of them, we are yet to see their convictions. And the system, we need to really do more in our system, the way we go about our. There should be a time frame. You see most of those cases abroad, how expeditiously they were treated. The former Deputy Senate President, Ekpa, and they are all. It's because the system are flawless. There's no room for any lawyer to come and seek for adjournment. The judges are prompt. Those prosecuting the matters, they have all their facts. And I said, there's no gain having 20 counts that you cannot get conviction on time. When you reduce it to just 2, and you get your...
Okay, let's quickly take the comments that have come in. The new messages. This one is from Jack Abba from Makode in Benue State. The sentence is too small, considering the damages it's caused Nigerian, but still the eastern region. The speed of the judgment is good, and those planning to do harm in Nigeria or elsewhere can learn from it. Nigerians can learn from his sentence. The long arm of the law can reach you anywhere. We need to be patriotic. That's from Moses in Abuja. The conviction of Simon Ekpa in Finnish court should be a model to Nigerian legal system. Trial of Nnamdi Kanu has been going on for years. Nigerians are waiting. Okay, do you have, can you?
No, I do not have any messages. We need to wrap up the conversation. We want to thank our guest for joining us. Of course, Abubakar Ahmed Tanimo, legal practitioner and human rights activist.
Thank you
for being our guest. We appreciate your insights. And of course, AIG Abutu Yaro, justice has been served. I'm sure you're excited. Fellow National Defense College, many thanks for being our guest. We appreciate you, sir. All right, so that's our package on Good Morning Nigeria today. Many thanks for being a part of it. I'm Yan Ray John. Live locked on the NTA.
I'm Claire Adela Abdurazak. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.